To learn more, visit our website at www.broadhurstlandfill.com. Or you can go to the website, click Visit Us, and sign up for a tour to see firsthand how we operate. We hope to see you soon.
Jessup Premium Storage, 1455 South 1st Street is Jessup's best place to store your valuables. Whether it's furniture between moves or just a place for the overload, call Jessup Premium Storage at 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage units are indoors, climate controlled, and they have 24-hour surveillance and on-site management. You have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to your unit. Sizes range from 5x5 to 10x25. They also have outside covered and uncovered spaces available for vehicles, boats, trailers, and RVs. Jessup Premium Storage on the Waycross Highway in Jessup.
Up to $6,000 off 2017 Explorers during the summer savings event at Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. No high pressure, just honest savings and more for your trade. Stop the surge. Call Mike Birch or go to MikeBirchFord.com. Right on the corner and right on the price.
Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. Good morning. 9 minutes after 8 o'clock, Wednesday morning, 19th day of July. And I'd like to say happy birthday to one of my grandsons today, Maxton Hubbard. Maxton Hubbard, 4 years old today. And, of course, he's got a new little brother that was born on the 5th of July, Miles Hubbard. And so that makes 4 boys from the ages of 8 down for Matt and Mandy Hubbard. One more, Bob, we got a basketball team.
That's a whole infield of a baseball
That's
team.
right. All right, it's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Republic Services, by Murphy Builder Supply on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup, just down from the Big Red Caboose, and also brought to you by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear. Well, Bob, a couple of important meetings yesterday. It's good to see that Wolf Animal Hospital is going to be able to build a bigger, more modern, nicer facility to be able to service the folks of this area with their animals, whether it's pets or cattle, horses, things of that sort.
They're just a great asset to this community. Again, I don't have pets, but I have a lot of people, friends that have pets, and they just sing the praises of Wolf Animal Hospital and all they've done. So, like they mentioned in the interview with Dr. Hall, they're just maxed out where they're at, and they just need a bigger location, and that's what the plan is. But like I said, they service so many animals. Like I said, they service horses, dogs, cats, you name it. So it's just good to see that they got the approval for the rezoning, and they're going to build that new facility on that location. So.
Yeah, it's just right down the street from where they are right now, and it'll be bigger, more modern. And when I was talking to Dr. Wolf many years ago, and that interview with Bo Hall was informative, because I did not realize that Dr. Wolf had purchased it from another veterinarian that started it in the 40s. Dr. Wolf buying it in 55. I thought he's the one who actually started it, but he had actually purchased it from another vet. So that location's been there since the 40s.
That's hard. That's what was amazing to listen to the history of how it all came about, and who's had it, and who's worked at it, things like that. But and they don't come any better than Dr. Hall. Just a great guy.
Yeah, so. They're great folks down there at Wolf Animal Hospital. They've always taken care of my pets through the years, and you come in there and they treat your pets like, we treat our pets, They know
how important animals are to their owners. So, like I said, they've been a great service to this community for years. And, like I said, they're just maxed out where they're at. So,
hardly any room left.
Business for years. They've never had anyone complain about noise. They've never had anybody complain about odor. So, they're good stewards, good neighbors, and just a good asset to this community. So, glad to see the commissioners approve the rezoning, and like I said, it should be sometime early in the fall. That's what he says.
Early in the fall, when they start.
All right.
Okay, and we look forward to the ribbon cutting when they get the new facility done there. Now, I guess it'll still be Wolf Animal Hospital.
All right.
All right. And we look forward to that. And I know they'll be able to service the pets, because they board more pets these days. They're doing a lot more services with clipping and shampoo and flea dip and all that kind of stuff, other than the regular things that you go to the vet for. In talking to Dr. Wolf many years ago, when he started in veterinarian as a vet back in 1955 here in Jessup, most of his work was done with the big animals. with the cattle and the hogs and the horses and things of that sort. It was more farm oriented back then, and of course that has changed through the years as people have gotten more and more pets. Pets have become family basically, and so it kind of switched through the years from being more farm related to more pets related. Even though they still do a lot of farm work. That's what they do on Wednesday afternoons when they close up early. I think the vets go out to the different farms in the area and help the farmers and ranchers and things of that sort.
Very lengthy meeting for the city. Again, can't get it all in today, but the discussion on the record service ordinance will be on tomorrow's newscast. Hear from both Derek Landon, who has some concerns with the ordinance, in the city, law enforcement, Chief Takaki, Mike Lane, all discussed it, but as far as law enforcement is concerned, the new ordinance is working extremely well.
Where they have the record service basically on a rotation order, so you don't have 4 or 5 of them arriving at the same time.
The way it works, if you get in a wreck and you're still able to tell the officer what record service you want, you get first priority. But if the person's disoriented and can't communicate with the officer, then the officer goes with the rotation basis. Okay. Apparently, there's an incident where an officer who's working in a drug task force for the last several months wasn't familiar with the ordinance, and a mix-up occurred, but they apologized to the meeting last night for that mix-up. But again, the chief and the law enforcement say that the record ordinance that the commissioners worked on diligently, it's like a 20-page document that they passed last December. But it's working extremely well. But like I said, there were several meetings set up between owners of record services and law enforcement and trying to work out the details, because in the past it was just chaotic where you'd have every record service show up at a wreck, and it was just becoming a nuisance to the law enforcement and the EMTs and things like that. So they came up with this ordinance that they passed. But you'll hear that discussion tomorrow on the local news and hear all what took place at the city meeting regarding the record ordinance. Okay. I was just sitting here, we've had a lot of rain in the last a couple of weeks here, and I was looking at the rain. The John A. Flowers weather station out there at his farm just outside of Odom is the official weather service for the National Weather Service and for the University of Georgia. And so far this year, from January 1st through, yesterday, we've had about 23 inches of rain so far this year. Last year, by this time, we had 31 inches of rain. And so, just several more inches of rain last year at this time than now. About 8, I guess, what's that, about 8 more inches or something like that? Let's see, 23, 7, about 8 more inches of rain last year than this year. But we've just had a lot in the last couple of weeks. It's just like it's all at one time. And looking 2 years ago in 2015, excuse me, we had about 26 inches of rain. So we're still 3 inches less than 2 years ago, and still less than 2014. So even though it seems to have been really wet so far in the last few weeks, we're still behind where we were last 2 or 3 years. I'd love to be able to find out that 1998 that Jonathan talks about, because boy, that was a wet year right there. But it's good I enjoy riding in from the Cavill area every morning and then going back out because you see all the crops, growing and being harvested. Right now, the peanuts and cotton are in the ground, getting ready to, the peanuts will be in September and the cotton will be end of October, November. A lot of farming going on here in the Wayne County area, and farming and agriculture is just a very important part of this community, Bob. Definitely is. Yep. And a lot of ranchers out that way too. You see a lot of different cows, some of the longhorns, some of the regular ones, some horses and things of that sort. It's interesting to see all that as you ride out. And as you mentioned in your talking to Jonathan there, that years ago, schools, the farmers and the ranchers wanted school to not start back until like Labor Day weekend because they needed them for farm work. Right. And as I mentioned, when I moved here in 1968, I think there was excused absence for doing farm work. If you had to do farm work and you had the dad or the granddad or an employer out there said, I need this kid for farm work,
you were excused. Not today. But back then, of course, lots of it has advanced since then, especially with automation and harvesting, where you don't need the labor like you used to.
We're just getting old, bitch.
We're just getting old?
Yeah. You talk to kids, and you tell me when you grew up you didn't have a computer, and they look at you like you're from outer space.
What? Hey, most of my life, we didn't have computer or internet or anything like that, you know? Really, folks didn't start using cell phones until the early 90s. We had pagers before then. In the 80s, we had pagers, but it wasn't until the early 90s that cell phone use. And, you know, and I heard our announcer this morning between 6 and 7 o'clock talk about there's like 2.3 billion text messages sent every single day here in America. 2.3 billion messages.
When I grew up, you had
What's
to
that
walk.
million?
You had to
Is that
walk.
million or billion? Huh?
I said when we grew up, we had to walk a half mile to the bus stop. You know, that's unheard of these days.
Oh, yeah. I used to walk down the road there to the bus stop. Used to ride my bike to school down in Jacksonville. And
Times have just changed.
yeah, I was a patrol boy back in sixth grade in Jacksonville, which means I had to get up earlier, put on my patrol boy vest with a little badge on it, and had my long stick rod thing there with the orange flag on the end of it, and I'd ride into to the school there, and all patrol boys would have a different corner of the traffic coming into the school. And we would stand out there in the middle of the road, put our flag on our hip and hold the pole out, stop the traffic, and the kids would come across. And then we were like little traffic cops out there. I mean, would you think they would allow sixth graders today to get out there and control traffic around a school? But we did, and we never had any instances, never know we had anybody hit or any problem or anything like that. You know, a lot of us had to ride our bikes to school to get there that early in the morning, at least a mile or two to get there. But I enjoyed being a patrol boy down there in Jacksonville, Florida. I didn't move here until I was in ninth grade, but riding the bus to school and back, it was, and sometimes riding the bike.
And speaking of schools, again, all schools begin August 3rd. That discussion took place last night at the board meeting. Social media is telling everybody that the Arthur L. Smith school's not going to be ready and school's been delayed a week, but that's totally false. So
why do people believe stuff on social media? Why? You know?
It's just the society.
Anybody can put anything on there.
It's the society we live in. But again, I got about 7-8 phone calls yesterday wanting to know if it was true. Of course, I had to tell them all, no, it's not true. School begins August 3rd.
Just because somebody put something on social media does not mean it's true. I mean, some people do. Some people put false information out there on purpose. But some people hear something and put it on there and think that it's true. Some people do it intentionally, some not intentionally. But social media is not controlled in any way type that by anybody and anyhow. Anybody can put anything in the world they want on there.
Rain, as they mentioned last night, rain has delayed the paving, but they only need 2 days of good weather to get the paving done, and that's all that needs to be done for that site. So
yeah, they should have 2 days in the next 2.5 weeks.
Done, said the school's ready to go. All the classrooms are ready. Like I said, the cafeteria's ready. Everything's ready to roll. So August 3rd, school bells ring.
I remember when Martha Puckett Middle School opened up. I think it was at 93 when then and Arthur Williams opened up. And you have that road that goes next to the college there from Highway 341 that goes down where you can turn that road and go into Martha Puckett and now the high school from, I wish I knew the name of it, but it's next to Jessup Housing Authority. And you go down that side road there where you go to the side parking lot there at the college, but it goes on down. You can turn right or left on that road to go around to Martha Puckett. Well, when that school started, that road was dirt. And I remember the first couple of days of school when Martha Puckett started, it was like a mud bog going through there. And, of course, they finally got it paved through there. But, you had some of the same situations there when Arthur Williams and Martha Puckett opened up in 93. There were some things that weren't quite done, but that happens when you have construction. But it'll be amazing. You'll be amazed at what can happen in the last 2 weeks of a construction project. It's like 2 months worth of work in 2 weeks. You look at the facility, you look at the grounds, and there ain't no way that we're going to have this work thing done in the next 2 weeks. And next thing you know, it's done, most of it. But Martha Rawls Elementary School ready to be open on August 3rd. So, folks, school does start here in Wayne County on August 3rd, no matter what the people out there on social media put on them. Keep your radios tuned into 105.5 FM if you want to know the facts. We check. We fact check. We check with the authorities. We just don't throw stuff out on social media like that. And Bob, you fact check, and so do everybody else here. Got to make sure you're correct. We have to make sure we're correct. We try to be correct on everything. So people who put stuff on social media, they don't have to worry about that. Put anything in the world they want on there. And let's see here. Let's take a look at the weather forecast for the rest of the week and see if they can get some of that paving done in. It's going to be mostly sunny tomorrow, high of 94. And then lots of sunshine on Friday with high of 93. And mostly sunny on Saturday and Sunday with highs around 93, 94, heat index over 100. So beginning tomorrow, there should be some decent weather, at least most of the day, to get some of that paving done. And are they ever going to start a Braves game on time? It's been rain delayed for several times so far this year.
Making a lot of rain in Atlanta, especially the Chicago series. Both games have been delayed a couple hours. So.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the Braves can't handle the Cubs. Cubs are rolling. And the Cubs just regrouped after the All-Star break. And I said they're odds on favorite to win that division before it's all said and done. So defending world champions, very good team, talented. So they're just destroying the Braves in these first two games. So
they are.
Maybe the Braves can salvage one today. Again, the game's on AM today, 12:10, first pitch.
Right. You can listen to Braves baseball today on our sister station, Fox Sports Radio, 1370 AM The Buzz, WLOP, Wayne County's heritage radio station. And speaking of businesses started back in the 40s, this time in July of 1949 is when WLOP went on the air. It was WBGR back then, owned by Glenn Thomas Sr. He's the one that started it. And back in 1949. And that's how long that station has been around. In July of 1968, is when WIFO went on the radio. Okay, turned on the air. We went on the air in 1968. At I think it was 65, is when WBGR was changed to WLOP, Wonderful Land of Progress. It's the reason why it was called that. And has still been WLOP ever since then. When WIFO went on the air in July of 1968, it was WLOP FM. And in 1970, when John Davidson purchased the station, they decided to go with different call letters on the FM and came up with WIFO because we aired the information radio. They had the entertainment and information news from ABC, and we went with the call letters of WIFO.
And the question's always asked, if WLOP stands for Wonderful Land of Progress, what does WIFO stand for?
Well, it was basically information radio because of ABC. And I'm kind of using that term now, WIFO, information radio, IFO information. And we aired the information news, 5-minute newscast from ABC back then, and that's the reason why they went with WIFO. You know, there's been, the Wi-Fi may have been something created in the last, 15 years, something like that. But WIFO, WIFO, has been around since 1968, providing information to everybody. So, yeah, Wi-Fi is a new kid on the block compared to WIFO, WIFO. And so here on WIFO, we have, local news with you 3 times a day, local sports with you 3 times a day, news from Georgia News Network several times a day, and news from Fox News Radio just about every single hour, and community announcements, birthday announcements, church announcements. We have all that. So we do provide folks the information that they can use and need in their life, along with the best country music during the week. And then, of course, we plug into the True Oldies channel on the weekend. I love listening to Scott Shannon on WIFO Saturday mornings with America's Greatest Hits. not only do you get to hear those rock and roll classic hits from the 60s, 70s, 80s, but he also has like time capsules from back years ago and interviews with the classic rock and oldies artists and fun facts from back then. So it's like a walk down memory lane for 4 hours on WYFO Saturday mornings from 8 to 12 o'clock. Most stations don't change formats like that. Most of them stay country or they stay rock or they stay like that. But we're country from Monday through Friday. And then Friday night, we plug into the True Oldies channel all the way until Sunday night. And people have enjoyed that, Bob. I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. They don't want to listen to the oldies and classic rock every day because they've heard the songs for years, but they like hearing it on the weekends. All right, you're heading out to Mississippi in the morning, is that correct?
Yeah, as soon as I get off the board tomorrow, at about 8:30.
Now, you're riding with some of the parents, is that correct? Right. Okay, I'm going to ride out there. So you going to Graceland?
That's the plan.
That's the plan. All right.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Graceland. They're going to build, I think, more facilities on there. I'm sure you'll find out about it when you go there. I think it's supposed to build like a motel or not a motel, but a hotel there and, that kind of stuff. So it's amazing. Elvis has been dead since, 77, and the Graceland continues to expand.
Some people think he's still alive, so
I don't think so. I never thought so.
We used to leave ticket out. I used to love that story. The coach of the Falcons.
Yeah.
Used to leave 2 tickets for Elvis every game.
Every game. I'm in the process of watching Forrest Gump again. And, of course, on Forrest Gump, at the beginning of the movie, when Forrest Gump is just a kid and has those braces on his legs, we found out why Elvis had that certain way that he moved his legs back in the 50s on the stages. He got that kind of walk, that little dance thing from Forrest Gump.
Right.
Exactly. So we wonder where it came from. We found out.
Great movie.
That's a great movie. Absolutely great. Forrest Gump is a fantastic movie. Anything else on your mind this morning, Bob, before we head out of here?
I just want to remind people about the blood drive. Against an important blood drive, especially over summer months. 11 to 5 today at the Bloodmobile right adjacent to the cafe at Waymore Hospital. So again, if you did get the chance to give the gift of life, a pint of blood, again, all bloods are needed. Walk-ins are welcomed. And again, that's at 11 to 5 today at the hospital.
Okay. Have a good day, Bob. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Stores located out here on the Waycross Highway, by Republic Services, and by Murphy Builder Supply located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup, just down from the Big Red Caboose. 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country, WIFO. Let's check in the latest news from Fox News Radio.
Can they all agree on anything? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. President Trump will bring all the Republican senators to the White House today for lunch. Amid all the uncertainty over what to do about Obamacare, Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.